Welcome back to the Avenue. It's a beautiful day, another wonderful day, and I'm so excited that you're here, especially today. So on this channel, we just talk about things that make money make sense. Today, we're going to talk about some of those things. We're going to look at 10 things that the wealthy do, and we're going to steal some of their habits. That's what we're going to do today. So stay tuned.
She's a go-getter, alright. What a beautiful sight. Anything she sets her mind to, she stays on it day and night. She writes the checks, she signs the deeds. She plants the fruitful seeds and still finds the time to meet all her family needs.
I'm not going to waste any time with this because I'm so excited. I want to jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to share with you, a habit that the wealthy do, is that they pay themselves first. We've talked about this before. Before they pay any bills and any obligations to someone else, they pay themselves first. Just think, you work hard for your money and you're paying everybody else, but you're never paying yourself. What about putting some money in a savings account? What about buying some stock? What about moving some money over to ETFs? Pay yourself to a retirement fund, but make sure you're taken care of first because you're the ones who made the money. Then after that, you can pay the other obligations that you have. Now, in order to do this, though, you have to make sure you're going to have some money left over to pay yourself first. And when you pay yourself first, you want to make it automatic. You don't want anything to interrupt that. You don't want to have to write a check or think about it. You just want that money to go over to paying yourself. Whatever you decide is paying yourself. That's what you want your money to do, is to pay yourself first. You work hard for it. You deserve to pay yourself. The next thing I want to steal from the wealthy is how they use their money. They keep their money moving. It doesn't sit idly in one of the big banks being paid 0.01, 0.02 interest. You're not making any money and you're losing ground, you guys, because with inflation being 3.3%, if you're making 0.01, 0.02, your money is not going to be worth what it was at the beginning of 2026 when it comes to the end of 2026. So you're actually just giving money away to the bank. They're making money off of you if you want to look at it like that. But the wealthy keep their money in even a high yielding savings account. You're making anywhere from 3.8% up into 4.2%. You're gaining, you're making money on your money. Your money is actually working for you. If you put it in the stock market, if you put it into ETFs, they're doing the right thing with their money. They're making it work for them and it's moving. That's why it's called currency. A currency keeps moving from, person to person and you're getting paid. It's moving, it's gaining more, and that's what you want your money to do. That's what the wealthy do. They make sure their money is consistently moving. Now, if you have a little bit stashed somewhere that for emergencies or something like that, that you can get your hands on really quick, that's one thing. But I would not have a large amount of money, even if it's $1,000, in one of these bank accounts that's not paying you a lot of money. They're taking advantage of you. So let's get our money flowing. Let's get our money moving in the right direction and working hard for us. As hard as we work for that money, we want that money to work for us. Next up, the wealthy live within their means. The wealthy thinks of money as not necessarily something to spend, but something to have investments in. They look at investments first, and they stay up under control as far as lifestyle creep. You will find a lot of people, because lifestyle creep can be related to, okay, I want to show off, or this is what I want society to see about me. There are a lot of people, you all, what you're seeing on YouTube, what you're seeing in some of these other spots on social media is not what you think it is. Some of these people are renting things to show you, renting cars, renting houses to show that they're all that. And when it really boils down to it, it's not that. It's not the life that they think, that you think it is. All these housewives of this and housewives of that, they show a lot of that on there, and that is a reality. They call it a reality show, but they need to have things on there so you can keep watching, okay? Because if it was just a boring life, just doing things like the rest of us do, you probably wouldn't watch it very long. So they know what they're doing in order to keep us watching, because I watch some of those shows too. But what I'm saying is make sure that we're living well within our means and not letting lifestyle creep get out of hand, not letting some of this other stuff get out of hand, but focus on your future, focus on retirement, focus on investing. Yes, you do need to spend money, but money needs to be invested for the future. This is what the wealthy do. This is what they do, and this is what I do. This is what I support 100%. Make sure we're living well within our means. With credit cards ranging from averaging 21 to 23, some higher, some a little lower, but you're just giving money away. If you think of inflation as 3.3%, then you're paying on top of that a credit card that's at 21%, 23%, 28%. You're giving money away. Oh my gosh, why can't we get ahead? Well, if you're giving money away like that, that's one reason you can't get ahead. You're making these banks and these other companies rich by this interest that you're paying because you borrowed the money, right? So you owe them something for borrowing the money. And when it goes longer than 30 days, you're going to owe them a certain interest rate. And that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the money that you borrow, whether it's $100, $10,000, $20,000. You're paying interest on the money that you borrowed. So whatever you thought that you saved when you went out and bought whatever it is that you bought, you didn't save money. You're just making someone else rich. So let's get this credit card high debt up under control, because the wealthy, they don't have high debt like that. They're not paying that much on credit cards. They usually, like I do, if I charge something on a credit card, which I often do, I pay it off by the end of the month. So I use their money for a certain amount of time, 30 days or less, then they get their money back to them. But it's kind of like renting an apartment for 30 days, then moving out, then going back in for another 30 days and moving out. It's like you get to enjoy the apartment, but you're not paying them anything for enjoying that space. So keep that in mind when it comes to credit cards. The one thing that the wealthy people do for sure is focus on their future. They focus on retirement, they focus on saving money and putting it in various areas, so when they reach that year in the future that they want to start spending that money, they have it available for them. And they're not worried about, okay, when can I retire? When can I get out of the rat race? When can things happen for my family? If I want to leave some money to the children, grandchildren, when can that happen? They have all of these plans in place. And if an emergency happens, they have a plan for that. So they're looking toward the future. The way that they think about things is not from month to month, paycheck to paycheck. They think in long term. They think in years, 10 years in advance, 20 years in advance. That's the way they're thinking about it. And so when they think in these terms, they set plans, make plans, set them aside, and they feed the future, right? They're feeding the future. So when they finally get to the future, and when they're feeding the future, it's compounding and multiplying. So they don't have to worry about what am I going to do or when am I going to retire. They have all of that all mapped out, but they have secured the future. That's a lesson, a gem that we can steal from the wealthy. Now, no need to steal this. Just hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information I'm bringing to you. We're talking about the habits that they do that we're going to steal for ourselves so that we can become wealthy also. Next up, number 6. Hang in there with me. Number 6, you're going to like this one. It's a budget. Even the wealthy people are on a budget. Don't think just because they have money, they watch their money. And they know what's supposed to be going out and what's supposed to be coming in. And if it's not happening like that, and then they have other people that watch. They may have financial advisors, they may have tax people, but they're involved with what is going on with their finances. And so that's a gem that we can all take from them and use in our own lives. We could be a simple spreadsheet, it could be a simple tax advisor, but they have tax planners and they have tax advisors. And they have financial people that's helping them with their money, making decisions for them and that type of thing. If you're not at that level, that's fine, but you should know what's going on with your money. And that's all I'm saying for this right here. Know what's going on with your money, and that way this is a gem that we can steal from the wealthy. For my young viewers, another habit that I want you to steal from the wealthy is that the wealthy invest early and they invest often. The thing about compound interest, it's a beautiful thing, right? because it compounds and it grows and it grows and it grows. And it's more about the timing that you have for it to grow rather than how much you put in there. Because you can start at different dates, putting a little in, and it'll grow, 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 compound. But if you start later in life putting it in, yes, it's going to grow some, but it's not going to grow as much as the one that's had it in the longest. So for the ones, for your nieces, nephews, whoever, let them know about compound interest and how it can grow for them if they start putting a little money in at a time, or you can put a little money in at a time for them. Some people, some of the wealthy, when their children are born, they start up a savings account and they start contributing to it. They start up a brokerage account and they start contributing to it. And it grows over time. So when the child is ready to go to college, college is paid for. When the child is ready to buy a house, it may be enough money to pay for a house or the wedding, anything like that. So that's what we have to keep in mind. But start early and do it often, do it consistently, even if it's a little bit. $25, $100, $150, it will add up because of the beauty of compound interest. Now, the wealthy prioritize assets over liabilities, right? They prioritize assets over liabilities. What is an asset? It's something that is growing in value. You may be paying for it, such as a rental property. It's an asset. You may be making payments on the mortgage, but it's growing in value. Plus, you're getting money back from that. What is a liability? It's something that's actually taking money from you. So an asset we can look at as wealth building. A liability we can look at as debt building or taking away from your wealth. Now we look at the cars and we say, well, a car is a liability. A car serves a certain purpose. It serves for transportation. And while, yes, it's probably depreciating in value, you're paying for it and you're using that car for a purpose. So it is actually a depreciating asset. So it's worth something because if you were to go out and sell it, you can still get some money for it. But if you're making payments on a car, you're making payments on a depreciating asset. So it's going down in value, then you're making these interest payments on something that's going down in value. Just think about that, okay? I won't run that by you again. Just think about what I just said. It is an asset until it totally loses value. And if you continue to make payments or repairs, it becomes a liability because it's taking away from your wealth building. So there are assets, there are liabilities, and the wealthy prioritize the assets over the liabilities. The habit for number 9 is that the wealthy have financial knowledge, right? They go out and they learn about finances. They put people in their lives that teach them about finances, but they study this. I study finances. I study money. I want to know about the best stocks, not necessarily the hottest stocks out there, but where my money, where is it going to make the most that it can make? What bank account can I put it in for the emergency fund? Where can I put it to make the most money? And what is giving me the least amount of return that I may need to shift some stuff around? So, but taking all of this into consideration, reading more about finances, what's going on out there as far as AI stuff. And, you know, I'd like to know about the hottest tips on the stock market, but I need to make decisions for myself, solid decisions for myself. And sometimes the best decision is not the hottest stock out there. It's the most consistent stock or something that you see growing in the future. So, but we have to study these. We cannot take people's opinions on YouTube or anywhere else as gospel. We have to study them for ourselves. And if it's right for us, we need to make that move and have the courage to make that move so that our money can make money. But we learn about finances. And on this channel, we're teaching you about finances. We're making you aware of finances. So it's not, it's financial awareness is what I'm teaching. So stay on the channel and you'll learn, look at some of my other videos and you'll learn more about finances. Number 10, the last one thing that the wealthy do, a habit that we definitely need to steal, in the finance area and other areas is that once they make a plan, they just don't stick to that plan, never adjust it or anything. They look at the plan and make adjustments. Just like the world is changing, just like environments change, situations change, you need to make adjustments according to what's going on in your life at the time. So when it's working, but when it's not working, look at it and make adjustments. As you're paying things off, you need to make adjustments to where you're going to move that money to pay something else off, or where you're going to put that money to invest. So we have to look at the plan and then make adjustments. The wealthy are prepared. They study this stuff and they're very prepared. And these are just 10 things that we talked about just now that will help you be better prepared to become wealthier in your financial journey. And with that, I will see you in the next video.
Go Adrian. Humble, go get a bless. Let's go.